It's 8 o'clock. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Beyond Medicine. Those of you who are logging for the first time, we've been doing this series called Marvelous Medicine since October 2020. We started it during COVID, and then now we've completed around 220 episodes. About a year or two after we started, we thought we were doing too much of academic, so we should also do some non-academic sessions. And we realized that the younger generation is getting burnt out very soon, and they seem to think that they have to give up everything good in their life if they take up medicine or especially surgical branches for that matter. So we put together this series called Beyond Medicine, which we do on the last Thursday of every month, and we bring forward doctors, most of whom are still in active practice, but pursuing some other interests or passion very seriously. So we've had doctors who have climbed Mount Everest, or somebody's gone to Antarctica, singers, dancers, bloggers, authors, wildlife photographers, all kinds of people. So just purely coincidental that stand-up comedians are in the limelight for the wrong reasons these days. But this thing was planned more than a month before. So we thought of doing a session with doctors who do stand-up comedy. I never knew that there were so many. When I asked around, I was like, at least I got some 15, 20 names, people whose friends who are doctors and doing stand-up comedy. So in the end, we had to just, for want of time, we thought we'll have three people the first round, and hopefully in the months to come, we'll have the other more doctors on it. So I'll just introduce the today's participants in alphabetical order. Dr. Jasveer Singh Rana is a retired radiologist, currently working as a creative therapy expert at many de-addiction centers. Dr. Jasveer did his MBBS and MD radiology from Maulana Azad Medical College, Delhi. He's an active member of the India Habitat Center and organizes and conducts history, bird watching, and nature walks. He's been singing in choirs for decades and is a member of the Capital City Minstrels Choir Group in Delhi and has participated in over 100 of their concerts. He's also been acting in plays for decades. He's done a screenplay course and has written and performed skits at Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and conventions. He's also a prolific photographer and has done several photo exhibitions. Normally, all the speakers on Marvelous Medicine, the academic sessions take their session very seriously, and many of them have got questions about who's the audience and all. But I've never had a person like Dr. Jasveer who took so much interest in a Beyond Medicine session. So he takes his comedy very seriously. The second participant is Dr. Mohan Kumar. He's a consultant urologist at Manipal Hospitals, Yashwantpura in Bangalore. Dr. Mohan did his MBBS from Government Medical College, Kilpa, and DNB surgery from the Voluntary Health Services, Chennai. Went on to do his DNB urology from Muljibai Patel Urological Hospital in Gujarat. Dr. Mohan has also done a fellowship in laparoscopic endourology and robotic at Robotic World Endourology Society in New York. His areas of expertise include laparoscopic robotic surgery, endourology, and renal transplantation. He delivered guest lectures and presented papers in many national and international conferences. And thank you, Dr. Mohan, for instantly accepting our request to be part of the show. Last but not the least is Dr. Muruganandam Kalyaperumal, the only person whom I have seen do comedy in person. He's the director of urology, renal transplantation, and robotic surgery at Gleneagles Hospital, Chennai. Muruganandam did his MBBS from Tanjavur Medical College, MS General Surgery from JIPMER Pondicherry, and MCH Urology from Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute, Lucknow. He has delivered talks and has been faculty in several live surgical workshops. He has more than 25 scientific publications and a book chapter to his credit. His other interests include, as you can guess, stand-up comedy, but also storytelling, Tamil literature, and music. He calls his comedy shows as Murug's Musings, and it's gaining a lot of traction in social media. It's just again coincidental that we have two urologists today. And Muruganandam, Mohan Kumar says you are his guru and inspiration. So we'll look forward to a good session today. So normally we have a general chit chat about what is going on, but then because everyone is very eager to have a few laughs because our jobs are normally very serious, so we'll have each of them doing some of their sets as well. So first of all, let me just pin you so that the audience can see you and you're not lost. So I want to start by asking each one of you, how did you land up, getting into stand-up comedy? What made you, okay, in the changing room, there are always a few laughs and, as doctors and as medical college students, we are not very shy about, making within quotes non-veg jokes, but how did you land up taking it seriously to actually start performing? So I'll start with you, Mohan, since
See, unfortunately, I am in my early 40s. So I was going through my midlife crisis and I was fed up of medicine. So I was looking for a job which is as risky as medicine. So the first comes army. With my age and with my body habitus, I was an instant reject in the army. So next I was thinking about a profession which is as risky as ours. So then came with all these recent things, it was stand-up comedy and nothing else. So because these are the two professions, medicine and stand-up comedy are the two professions where we are getting killed and abused for doing our work. So that's the reason I chose stand-up comedy and nothing else.
So it's very interesting that you mentioned that you were fed up and you were looking for something else. When I had a chat a week or two back with Dr. Jasveer, he also said the same thing, that he went through burnout and all, and then one of the things that rescued him out of that was comedy. So, Dr. Jasveer, how did you get into stand-up comedy?
It's self-pity, pity party, sitting on a pity pot, Atmadaya, it does come, and so does, and my topic is Delhi traffic. So these things come on Delhi roads more, but they come in general life. Fear, resentment. So these kind of attitude of fear, resentment, self-pity does come at some point in life. And that has to be replaced by an attitude of gratitude, right? And gratitude comes from smiling, laughing, sharing with the other children of God. Even a dog अपनी दुम हिलाता है, उसका मतलब वो स्माइल कर रहा है. तो हमारे को भी दुम हिलाना चाहिए. दुम हिलाने का मतलब है फट्टे मारना, हंसना. अच्छे फट्टों पे भी हंसो और बुरे फट्टों पे भी हंसो. सो हंसने का मूड होना चाहिए. स्माइली. बस. That's it. Help me fight depression. Thank you.
Dr. Jasveer, I think you need to work on your mic. We're still not hearing you that well. You're going to pardon me, Muruganandam. I'm going to call you Murugs because it's like too, I think. Murugs, how did you get
to... Can you hear me? Can you hear?
Yes.
Couldn't you hear me what I just said?
Yes, we could hear you, but probably you should be closer to your mic. Over to you, Muruganandam. Same question.
I will be.
Yeah. Very good. Very good evening, everyone. Thanks for asking the questions. Unless other two, I have come to the stand-up comedy not because of burnout. Actually, I started enjoying the work. There were some change in the pattern. So we always, there is inside the mind, the seed is there. So at the right time comes, it came out, storytelling and stand-up comedy. The friends are the one who kindle the interest in me. Who are around us, the doctors, he said they were making others laugh. Why don't you do it? And our hospital had a good system of meeting regularly. So in fact, actually it started with a very proper official meeting where supposed to be the efficiency improvement process. I'm supposed to the whole day training program. At the end, there were 3 groups. One of the groups I was leading. I was supposed to present officially. So that I presented in a way that was first time in front of around 200 doctors. I came out and presented. It was a full laugh. That day I got this cocaine kick. Oh, this making people laugh is such a wonderful feeling. So gradually we build up.
So one second. Ravi Shankar, are you in a position to mute the people who who are inadvertently speaking?
I'm trying. That's what I'm doing.
The Manju is the person you need to mute now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
got it.
Yeah. Yes, Muruganam. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, that is the entry. I think my topic itself is my journey of this stand-up comedy. Probably I will tell more at that time. Probably around 10 minutes or so. In my turn comes, and my actual content is that only.
Okay, if that's your content, go ahead. You can be the first in the you can be the first ready.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah.
So right. So it will be official. So thanks, Dr. Vidya, for the wonderful opportunity. The Beyond Medicine is the one which keep following, like AI, artificial intelligence, all the extra interest. I think our Jipmer alumni meet, you were the one who was sitting. Your loud laughs were the very good motivation for me, and we performed the COVID diaries that day. So that's how this thing. Today it will be like my journey for the past 5 years. How I ended up in stand-up comedy and how I am enjoying. So yeah, somebody muted Manju.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So it is myself. I am Dr. Muruganandam, a simple guy from a humble background, from the place called Thiruvarur in South India, and our families were not so. They are relatively poor, but they were their life experience were enriching. So we used to have the gossip all around. My mother, grandmother, my sisters. All the time there was some storytelling, some drama, some punch dialogues. All these things it was there. But a relatively shy guy at that time. I did not give much attention to that, but I know something is going on that makes their life interesting. I was very studious. I cracked all the entrance. I came to Tanjavur Medical College. There a little more horizon and improved. Then in 2002, I came to Jipmer. So Jipmer is a place which gave really the versatility. Most of you understand. It's such a wonderful place. It gives me the surgical skills, the life skills, and also the life partner. Fortunately or unfortunately, so that was wonderful. So what happened? Actually, we were enjoying the iPhone. Yeah. So after that, what happened? I cracked the entrance in Sanjay Gandhi Lucknow. I did urology there. One of the best institute in the country. We did laparoscopy, transplant, all this fantastic experience. So with that, I came back to Jipmer as a faculty. So when I came, it was I had the fire. I had light in my eyes, magic in my hand, and fire in the belly. So not so much to say below that. So with that, I came. Jipman welcomed me with a lot of good things. We had a wonderful place, 5.5 years as a faculty. We did first transplant, first cadaver. It was very nice. Family life was fantastic. Very good romance was there. It was interesting, and really it was. We did a lot of work in the Jipmer. The growth was there. Really productive years. Yes, I had my second son at that time only. So with that. And Pondicherry, all of you know, it's such a wonderful place. It's a cool. There will be a little bit issues, but all are manageable, simple guys. You can park your scooter, you forget, and even after 5 days, it will be at the same place. And the traffic will be little chaotic, but still you can find some order to go through. So we used to go in a same scooter, four of us, me, my wife, and two kids, go to the Rocky Beach, enjoy this thing without spending a rupee. We come back nicely. So that was the life. So everything goes going nicely, but there should be a twist in the story. So I got a call from Dr. Vaidishwaran. So he called me suddenly one day. We spoke. At that time, I did not know that this phone call is going to change my life forever, further. So he told me actually there is an offer in a corporate hospital in Chennai. You have to come to Chennai. So I was laughing. It was not at all a plan. But he was so good and motivated me, convinced me to leave Jipmer and come to Chennai and join the corporate. So my wife also had to leave because of me. My kids also accompanied. So we came and settled in Chennai. Chennai, the life is totally different. First of all, the traffic. Traffic is hectic. The pollution is very bad. And my wife was not at all liking that. We bought a car, but still we were hesitant to go out. After that, at workplace, all of you know that corporate practice and JIPMER practice was totally different. JIPMER, we used to see 200 patients per day. So many patients used to wait for the doctors to come. We used to come very royally, treat them and go. In corporate, we used to wait for the patients. And literally, we used to, we used to wait for the patients. Our cystoscopes were rusting, so I was not able to find any hole to satisfy my scopes rusting nature. So this was the status, and people were different. In my urology, HOD used to come in a scooter with a simple dress and even without the belt, nicely walking sometimes. And when we come to corporate, I see the physician assistant is coming in a swanky car and a coat suit, and people were expecting too much out of me. They wanted me to talk more with force, and you have to be stylish, the expensive. These are the things which was not appealing to me. I was feeling a fish out of the water. It is not the place I should. And the patients also totally different. In JIPMER, you see for a minute and write a 10 investigation. They touch your feet, they bless you for the entire life, and they go back. In corporate, it was different, and you have to answer to the patient, his wife or kids, then his relatives at a different city that 10 years back who was died, and ex-girlfriend. All those things you have to go and explain. Somebody will call from somewhere, they have to explain. And in JIPMER, I used to teach the PGs, postgraduate studies. Here, actually, I was taught by my own patients. So, in fact, after joining Chennai, I stopped reading the literature. Every day, my patient only teaches me our latest treatment options for a surgery, latest drugs which are there. So, these kind of patients, most of the time, I was spending time in arguing adamant patient than treating it. So, it was not so good. And life at home, it was totally chaotic. See, the first, the life at JIPMER was like an Indian one. It was very interesting. Good romance was there. We were looking forward. The story was interesting. Indian one, directed by Shankar and Kamal. But life at the family life after coming to Chennai, it was like Indian two. So it was not interesting. No romance was there. We don't know why things are happening. Suddenly something happens. So this kind of stress actually it led to a lot of insecurity. The problem at the outside the global hospital, inside the hospital, inside the home, everywhere we are going through the problem. It is not due to the professional issue, but the change. I was not able to adapt to the change which has come. So I was going in the repeat mode in a loop. The problem at the outside, problem at the hospital, problem at home, then repeat. So this is how I was going through again and again. But finally, things were getting on my nerves. The flood and cyclones did their part. So when we are recovering from the flood, the cyclone will come. We'll recover from the cyclone, the next flood will come. So we get accompanied with the boat and other friends inside the house. Luckily, our house is at the 7th floor. It has not reached our home, but all around. So this is the, and as Mohan has told, I was also going through the middle age crisis, changes in the body and the mind, which I can't tell much in this forum. So these things also we will go through. So all these things put together, the life was in a mess. It was a disturbed mind, a sleepless night. Then what will you look for? You look for the coping mechanisms. Okay, so after a lot of research, I found out the coping mechanism which nobody knows is the yoga and meditation. Now, first I started with the yoga. We did the Padmasana and the Sarasasana, all these things. Sarasasana I liked very much. Then my neighbor came and told it's good to relax your mind. You can take green tea without the sugar. You take only honey. So I listened to them. So I did yoga, I did green tea. And the problem is I did both together at the same time. My face got burnt. So yoga did not appeal to me. Then I went into meditation. So I see Baba Ramdev videos very regularly in Z News. Then I wanted to raise my Kundalini. but it was not listening to me. My Kundalini is always, yeah, thank you. So the meditation part was also not doing well because I was not able to rise my Kundalini. It is always lying down. So that attempt also was a flap. Then I thought, okay, I'll join some music class. I always interested in singing songs. Music class I joined. 1 month it went. Then my wife came to know that Malayali teacher and that she was good looking and she accompanied me what I am doing there. And to be double sure, she joined the class with me. Then I left the class. So at least at that time I can relax at home. So the music also got a flap. After that, very interestingly, my son wanted to do Silambam. The Silambam is one of the martial arts. You use the long stick to roll, the hand exercise, core body, and mind exercise. But I did not know at that time, and now I am going to do the சொந்த கால்லே சொந்த காசுலே சூனியம் வைக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்புறம் ஹிந்தியில சொல்லணும்னா அப்னே ஆப் ஆப் வைக்கிறது. இது ரெண்டும் நடந்துச்சு. I added one more weapon to my house. So along with the Puri Kande and Karandi, this Silambam also added into the armamentarium, and at a distance she can attack me, and I was having a difficult problem when I did not have the helmet. So Silambam also was a big flap, but I thanked God that I did not learn the sword fighting. Otherwise my neck would have gone, the helmet would not have helped. Okay, then actually then what to do? Then doc fluencer. Nowadays social media, the doctors are very active, you can see. Then I started doing marathon. I cleaned the beach. I took photo with a old lady with a smiling face. I tried to post on the Instagram. Then I called the shooting man, and I was coming along with my team with all these. Removed my glass and put it back, looking at the CT seriously. I am going to wash up for a long surgery. This kind of shoot I did. And opening the OT door, coming along with my team with the Basha music at the back. Anirudh is banging on the background. So I did all these things, but it did not appeal. But my do-it-yourself surgeries were a big hit. So in that, the biggest hit was how to remove your foreskin using the kitchen knife. I taught it because I want to become popular. Actually, one fellow said, now I removed my prepuce, it was all right. I want to remove my appendix, doctor. How should I do? This kind of this thing are going. So it was, initially it was okay. Doc fluencer, it was okay. Then I tried these TikTok videos. Now you can sing some song, dance. So I tried at that time, it was hit. Malatum tum mandalatam tum maati kattika mangalatam tum veti onnu selayatta katti kittu sekkitha vikkidu. Then my wife was coming behind me and yaar and the payya. Like that, she came with the stick, and that also got a flap by my cell phone has to be switched off at that day. So the doc fluencer also came as a flop. So again, the problems were continuing at home, problems were continuing at working place, problems were continuing outside the Chennai of the traffic and pollution. The coping mechanism did not help. I was at my peak of my frustration, helpless, hopeless, and I was totally frustrated. At that day, I could not sleep well. I was counting backwards from 1000 to 1. I did not know when I slept. At that day, Lord Ganesha appeared in my dream. So he had the same elephant head, what we know. I call Lord Ganesha as bro. Not the Zenzi bro, the Machan bro. It's not Zenzi or Machan bro. Really, I call him bro because I am Murugan, he is Ganesha. He is my real bro. I call him bro. He said, what happened? I said, I am going through this test. Life at Jipmar was very good. It was like Indian one. Fantastic. But now it is Javwa Ilikudu. And the problems are that working place. I tried all these coping mechanism. It is not working. What should I do? So he had a 6 packs and stylish walk. And he little different. He was having an iPhone Pro. So he said, bro, he offered me Sundal to me. And he put his hand on my shoulder. We went for a walk. He told, I will tell you, the latest all these people are doing in the peak of the frustration, the only thing they do is the stand-up comedy. You start doing the stand-up comedy. I said, no, how can I do? See, it is there in your gene. It is you are a good observer. You are telling stories. People are laughing. Why don't you try that? So then I thought as a trial, I started. Actually, this is now around 5 years back. Now the total life is changed it for me. So what are the things I did first in the Mission Heal, our group doctors meet. The fantastic love. I was talking about the COVID diaries, how it changed our doctor's life. It was a big hit. So I have written around 10 scripts, which are, if I observe back, all the problems which were stressors in my life, I have made it as a comedy script that has removed my stress. This is from my out of my own experience. So my topics were work-life balance, middle-age crisis, and surfing doctors and surfing patients and suffering doctors. And doctors and social media, it's an incredible stupidity. And middle-age crisis. These are the times which we go through and cooking at home. So I did that. It was a big hit. The topic is Master Chief to the Mr. Chef. So more than being a chief of urology in the hospital, I started liking a chef at the home. So these kind of things, actually, what are the benefits I got is, first of all, you relax, your stresses come down. You can, your happiness quotient improves, performance improves. You start getting to do the relationships. Actually, here I have to say that the initial people who motivated me is Dr. Karthik. He is my colleague urologist. Dr. Magnus Jairaj, he is a Jipmanite. Dr. Gopu, he is a cardiologist. He used to tell that your jokes are wonderful. Dr. Chandra, he is there in the group, Chennai group. He is in Hyderabad. He used to come regularly. He used to sit and chat us. He is a fantastic comedy. He used to tell jokes. He used to like our jokes. And these are the things it motivated. Now life is very good, and I like everyone to take up this at least as a part time. So unlike other two, I took this at the maximum output in my career. After that only I learned robotic surgery. I learned the holmium laser enucleation of the prostate. Our quantity and quality surgeries are drastically improved. We have got very good relationships, so we are doing well. So this is the message I am coming to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Murug, for putting a very serious thing in a very jovial way. So, Dr. Jasveer has been preparing for quite a few weeks to entertain us. So, Dr. Jasveer, would you like to go now?
Yes. So, my topic is Delhi ka traffic, right? Delhi ka traffic, boss, jabardast.
Dr. Jasveer, can I
Haan
just
ji.
interrupt you for a second?
Bolo.
There have been some messages, Vidya, asking for us to let people unmute themselves so that people can hear them laugh.
See,
So, what
if
do you
you let
think?
them unmute and they रास्ते में टेलीविजन भी चल गया उनका और
That's true. That was my problem.
अभी जी भी आ
That
गई
was my, yes.
ऐसे तो
Yeah, I
देखो
think it will be a bit of a
नहीं
chaos.
ओ भैया
Okay,
ऐसे
okay.
मेरा भाई बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहा है. I would love to have some feedback from you guys. Smiley भेज देना यार.
No, I think everyone should. Everyone should.
वीडियो दिखा के वीडियो
Everyone.
खोल के दांत दिखा दो यूं करके.
Yeah. So anyone who is in a position to keep your cameras on, please keep them on, because
I want
see
to
us
see
laugh and you
lovely
can.
faces.
Yeah.
All these guys. I want to see them, and I want to see them showing बत्तीसी. Right? थोड़ा एंडोर्फिन निकले यार. बेसिकली दो हार्मोन्स हैं. एक तो कोर्टिजोल होता है केमिकल और एक होता है एंडोर्फिन. ये कहानी सारी उसकी है. और एक दिल्ली के ट्रैफिक की. भैया दिल्ली का तोड़ू ट्रैफिक. तोड़ू मींस इट ब्रेक्स यू डाउन मैन. ओ उधर से बस आ रही, ट्रक आ रहा है, थ्री व्हीलर. वी कॉल इट रिक्शा मंत्री. थ्री व्हीलर कॉल्ड रिक्शा मंत्री. सो थ्री व्हीलर आ रहा है जी यूं निकलता हुआ. एक ड्राइवर जस्ट scoots through all the gaps. Somebody is honking पीछे से. So I'm getting stressed, that's the time when I really get this shit in my head, and it's poor me, बहुत low feeling and all that. And what I'm getting, I'm also getting this attitude of fear and resentment, right? So by the time they went live, there goes somebody's television. Never mind. So what? I'm going to make fun of all the Delhi ka traffic so that we can get some bloody endorphins in our head instead of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and other negative transmitters. So Delhi ka ek major driver hai jo jisko what I call him, and endorphins released by laughter. And laughter And definitely laughter, this endorphin helps in increasing the immunity, painkiller, and antidepressant and anti-anxiety. So there's a driver called diarrhea driver, right? This is what I call a guy जो बीच में से निकल जाता है यार, थोड़ा थोड़ा गैप्स के में इससे निकलता जाता है, छैल छबीला गुर्दा वाला, खुद spa, you know. So that's the diarrhea driver, and he makes the fear of God in me, you know. So diarrhea driver is the guy who negotiates through small gaps, right?
At a
Then
gig in
the
France in 1997,
driver
things came
called
to a head when Lee
kamikaze driver or a खतरों के खिलाड़ी who's coming wrong side, man. ओ भैया मत आ तू, और मेरे बाप मत आ, लेकिन वो तो रॉन्ग साइड आ रहा है, और इतना कॉन्फिडेंस है, मुंह सर पे व्हाइट कपड़ा, ऊपर हेलमेट, और बॉस है जी. तो जबरदस्त एक तरीके से मतलब कि उसका एटीट्यूड होता है रॉन्ग साइड आने वाले का कि मैं नहीं मरूंगा, मेरी 9 लाइव्स हैं बॉस, राइट? So that kind of a driver I called a kamikaze driver. Kamikaze was the suicide bombers of Second World War. So एक ड्राइवर है जिसको मैं ढक्कन लगाऊ ड्राइवर बोलता हूँ, ढक्कन लगाऊ ड्राइवर. Also called a blocker driver, जो सामने मेरे सामने वाली गाड़ी जो जा रही है सडनली रुक जाती है, ड्राइवर मालिक के लिए दरवाजा खोलता है, मैं हॉर्न पे हॉर्न मार रहा हूँ,
1970,
नो
more
प्रॉब्लम,
with drinking and
गाड़ी रुक गई, मेरा चक्का जाम. एक ढक्कन लगाऊ ड्राइवर है जो मेरे पीछे गाड़ी पार्क कर गया है इन द पार्किंग, मेरी गाड़ी के पीछे पार्किंग कर गया है भैया. उस टाइम मुझे लगता है कि किस जन्म का बदला मिल रहा है बॉस. आई एम बीइंग रिपेयर्ड फॉर सम ओल्ड सिन, यू नो. एंड आई एम आस्किंग ऑल द अंदाज, ये भाई कहेंगे कि गया कहाँ गया, एंड दिल से ड्राइवर था, जरा बीड़ी पीने गया होगा साहब, अभी आ जाएगा, राइट? सो that gets you the really heebie-jeebies, you know, that kind of crazy feeling, you know, the blocker. उसके बाद 3-wheeler है, मेरी सीधी लाइन है, ग्रीन लाइट है, 3-wheeler वाला राइट जाना है उसने, लेकिन वो मेरे आगे आ जाता है और मैं हॉर्न मारता रह जाता हूँ और मैं नहीं जा सकता. सो उसको भी मैं ब्लॉकर ड्राइवर. एक बोलता हूँ क्रॉनिक हॉन्कर, यानी कि क्रॉनिक भौंकर भी बोलता हूँ, बिकॉज एक कैंपेन किया था एनजीओ ने, it showed a too much horn guy as a doggy who's doing woof woof. So this guy is just beep 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 all the time, and I can almost hear that car abusing, you know. Beep means hut, beep means hut sale, beep hut nahi to marunga, you know, that kind. And it's kind of loud volume. Even 3-wheelers and 2-wheelers have such huge horns, you know. And then there's something called Jussie the Dipper. Like Jack the Ripper, there is Jussie the Dipper, right? His job is to maro dip, 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 all that dipper, you know, right? Vidya, I want to see you smiling. Yeah, that's better. So this Jussie the Dipper, his job is to piche se tan, you know, light mar raha hai in my view box, rear vision, I can see that. And like it blinds you and gives you so much stress. So Dipper. And I realized, you know, Indians have 3 qualities. First quality is that race में आगे निकलना है. मेरा बच्चा सबसे आगे. Even in the ad says, you know. And then that's why on the road everybody wants to, आज मैं आगे जमाना है पीछे, आज मैं ऊपर जमाना है नीचे. And you know, झंडी लगाना, आगे एक फ्लैग लगाना, उस पे चाहे कमल का फूल है, चाहे उस पे हैंड है, whatever, you know, just to be look different, you know, कि मैं आगे हूँ, मेरा सायरन है, you know. So आगे भाग मिल्खा भाग, बचपन से सिखाया जाता है भाग, और मिल्खा के कहाँ बदल जाता है इनटू धन्नो, भाग धन्नो, पीछे तेरे डाकू भी हैं, घोड़े भी हैं, you know, भाग. So that kind of an atmosphere, it's like a jungle book, you know. Jungle Book, we're singing a song, उसमें Jungle Book in my choir, and Jungle Book में हाथी भी आ रहा है दिल्ली रोड्स पे. हाथी is the truck, हाँ, and the bus. साथ में bears आ रहे हैं, भालू. Some of the SUVs look like भालू. Then शेर, and you know, this is the whole hierarchy. नीचे तक, lowest of the food chain is motorbike, cycle, almost. But 3-wheeler auto rickshaw mantri. Iska full promotion. He is no longer, he's top of the food chain. He can move anywhere. He's moved governments. He's changed governments. Kejriwal ko laane wala bhi rickshaw mantri tha by publicity. He advertises for IVF clinics with a photo of a sweet child on back of a rickshaw. And he sells burgers also. And rickshaw wala 5 centimeter dur se aage nikal jayega. So there's a first quality of Indians to win. Second quality is to be body contact. We are so used to a population. In COVID, social distancing was so difficult for us. Even in a lift you go, there'll be 2 people, but we'll tend to, the third person will come, he'll stand close to them, right? That's what the road pe traffic. Boss 6 centimeter dur आगे खड़े हो जाते हैं. 3-wheeler मेरी जान निकल रही है बॉस, डेंटिंग पेंटिंग करानी पड़ेगी, अभी ठुकी मेरी गाड़ी, अभी ठुकी. लेकिन that's how it is. Body contact. लोगों को भी बॉडी कांटेक्ट चाहिए, शरीर की गर्मी. वैसे ही व्हीकल्स को भी गर्मी चाहिए, एक दूसरे से पास और फ्रेंडली स्पारिंग. 3-wheeler वाले पास आएंगे, यू नो, सडनली पास आके, यू नो, थोड़ा सा अगले को फाइटिंग फिट रखना, थोड़ा सा उंगली देना, यू नो, दैट काइंड ऑफ स्टफ. एंड द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ 3-wheelers, दे आर मच अप इन द फूड चेन में. और जो जंगल बुक की जो लोएस्ट जो ट्रैफिक जंगल है, उसमें लोएस्ट इज द pedestrian, cyclist, but the guy who's driving carefully and and all that. So that is the lowest, you know. So similarly, we got other people. Delhi, there's another major problem, and that is, it's called, you know, it's Janta nahi main kaun hu. Janta nahi main kaun hu. Right. That's a major problem for the cops, because anybody, legislature, executive, judiciary, all kinds, government of India की गाड़ी, ये वो फलाना ढिमकाना, you know, झंडियां लगी हुई हैं, विधायक, whatever. So this जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूँ is a big syndrome in Delhi. And in fact, the other day I saw a car parked opposite Humayun's tomb on the pavement, and it was a BMW, and the cops were आपस में, they were discussing, यार ये गाड़ी हटाएं ना हटाएं, बिकॉज बंदा भी कहता है जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूं, गाड़ी भी कह रही है जानते नहीं मैं किसकी हूं, इतनी एक्सपेंसिव गाड़ी. तो लोग डरते हैं फ्रॉम द पिकिंग अप, यू नो, द ट्रैफिक पीपल. एंड घंटे बाद आई केम आउट ऑफ हुमायूंस टॉम्ब एंड द कार वाज स्टिल देयर, एंड पुलिस वाले आपस में बात कर रहे थे, यार हटाएं ना. जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूं, मेरे को कोई गाड़ी पुलिस वाला रोकता है अगर, तो ऐसे आई एम अ डॉक्टर, और वो पूछता है डॉक्टर कौन सी लाइन का है तू, और अब तो मैं रेडियोलॉजी छोड़ दी, मैं कहता हूँ मैं नशा मुक्ति कराता हूँ, तो वो जरूर कहेंगे मेरा एक भतीजा है जो नशेड़ी है. एंड देयर गोज द डायलॉग. 15 मिनट मेरे वेस्ट करा दिए गुरु ने. उसके अलावा और किस तरह का ट्रैफिक है? डीटीसी ड्राइवर तो भैया, इट पुट्स द फियर ऑफ गॉड इन यू. एंड इट्स लाइक there's a joke about DTC driver, the bus drivers, that एक bus driver, one engineer, one doctor, they reached Dharmraj's court after dying, and who was sent to heavens? DTC driver. Why? Because all the DTC driver, when he's driving, all the passengers saying Ram Ram, you know, कि अपने रास्ते पे पहुंच जाएं, and even the people on the road say Ram Ram, बचा ले इससे, बचा ले गुरु, बचा ले आज. So that's the thing, you know, a DTC driver. And they're fine young Haryanvi, Jatland, you know, police, DTC, and some gym guys also. They're like Jats, and Jats have great sense of humor here. And they'll maro the ulta thing, you know, always tera dialogue. But it's amazing the way they have this sense of humor, and very practical. In fact, there was a guy who was stuck on a red light, and पीछे से horn बजा रहा था एक fine young lad on a mobile, and the guy didn't start. Red से green हो गई, उसने start नहीं किया. So that Jat boy came to the window of the guy and said, "Uncle, इससे ज़्यादा हरी नहीं होगी." यानी कि it won't turn greener than this, right? That's the way to put it. Just rubbing it in, you know. The same Jat ने अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड को गले लगाया, तो गर्लफ्रेंड ने रोमांटिक बात करी. शी सेड, ए जी तेरा दिल कुरकुरा सा है. कुरकुरा मीन्स यू नो लिटिल रफ. कहता कुरकुरा शुरकुरा कोनी, तूने मेरा बीड़ी का बंडल दाब दिया. His बीड़ी बंडल got rubbed. Vidya, come on, I hope you understand. And that guy, for $20, he told his girlfriend, non-romantic, straight, very practical. And then same way, there's a guy who came to his dad in a village. उसका रिजल्ट आया, उसका डैड पूछता है क्या रिजल्ट आया. बंदा कहता है सरपंच का लड़का फेल हो गया. कह रहा अच्छा. कह रहा तहसीलदार का लड़का फेल हो गया. बाप कहता है अपना बता अपना. तो लड़का बाप को कहता है तू कौन सा प्रधानमंत्री लाग गया है, मैंने भी तो फेल ही होना था. सो लाइक that's द स्टाइल. एक जाट की गर्लफ्रेंड की किडनैपर्स ने किडनैप किया था, तो उंगली काट के भेजी. कह रहा है उंगली तो किसी की भी हो सकती है, मुंडी भेजे तो जानू. सो इट्स लाइक the super young lads and fighting fit lads, and in fact we had land in that Haryana, and I'm all appreciation for them. Solid, robust, छल छबीले बंदे. ओए होए तबीयत साफ, क्या बंदे हैं. So DTC guys really cool. And so are, in fact, एक कॉलेज जब हम मौलाना साहब में होते थे तो एक बारी we asked a DTC ड्राइवर, ये बस जाएगी रोहिणी. कहता नहीं रोहिणी नहीं जाएगी, ये जाएगी पीतमपुरा. हमने कहा बोर्ड पे तो रोहिणी लिखा हुआ है. कहता नहीं बोर्ड पे चढ़ के जाएगा, बोर्ड पे चढ़ के जाएगा या मेरी बात सुनेगा. So like this is crazy guys, yeah, crazy guys. And you know, believe me, दिल्ली के अंदर जैम्स होते नहीं है. बॉम्बे में जैम्स होते हैं, बॉम्बे में रोड्स नहीं है, बट दिल्ली में रोड्स हैं. दिल्ली में सिरी बोलेगी there's a crash at 600 meters. क्रैश क्या हो रहा है, घंटा. वहां एक बंदा शुरू हुआ, कोई बंदा काम कर रहा था, एक गाड़ी रुक गई, देखते हुए क्या हुआ भाई साहब, क्या हुआ भाई साहब. सो क्या हुआ भाई साहब is a major issue with Delhi guys, you know. And the whole traffic stopped, and slowly everybody looking there, and there's a huge full-blown jam, you know. क्या हुआ भाई साहब से धीरे धीरे क्या हुआ भाई साहब. And that's created the whole damn jam. Parking rules. Some countries parking slots are there, the applications, there is credit card you pay and then you get a parking ticket. Delhi, there is only one rule. There is only one rule. तेरा दिल क्या कह रहा है, intuition. दिल कह रहा है पार्किंग मिल जाएगी, कर दे पार्क, लगा दे. 3 सेंटीमीटर दूर है दूसरी गाड़ी से, फिर भी लगा दे. अगले का गेट खुलेगा नहीं, ड्राइवर का, लगा दे ना. तेरा दिल कह रहा है. पीछे से किसी की पीछे खड़ी करनी है गाड़ी के, हाँ लगा दे, न्यूट्रल में छोड़ दे भाई, न्यूट्रल में छोड़ दे. और उसके अलावा पार्किंग का यही रूल है. उसके अलावा नाउ वी गो ऑन टू नेशनल यूनिटी इज रिफ्लेक्टेड ऑन द दिल्ली रोड्स. पीपल यूनाइट सो वेल. कैसे यूनाइट करते हैं, कई डिवाइडर्स लंबे लंबे चलते हैं, यू टर्न नहीं होता उसमें. और मोटरसाइकिल वाले शुरू में ना, ऐसा सुनने वाली बात है, वो यू टर्न टाप के अपनी मोटरसाइकिल उठा के यू टर्न बनाते हैं. फिर दूसरी मोटरसाइकिल, तीसरी मोटरसाइकिल आती है और धीरे धीरे वहां से टूट जाता है और यू टर्न बन जाता है. यू टर्न बन जाता है. सेम वे रेड लाइट पे जंप करने के लिए पूरी ग्रुप सपोर्ट मिलती है. रेड लाइट हो गई लेकिन एक गाड़ी जा रही है, दूसरी जा रही है, तीसरी जा रही है, चौथी, पांचवी, भागो, पूरी लाइन लग गई, सारे रेड लाइट पे भाग रहे हैं आगे. तो अगले वाले जिनकी ग्रीन लाइट है वो रो रहे हैं, या खुदा मर गए. और वो उनकी बारी आएगी तो वो भी बदला लेंगे. सो रेड लाइट जंप करने में हम सपोर्ट करते हैं एक दूसरे को, यू टर्न बनाने में. रश आवर में मोटरसाइकिल वाले दे जस्ट गो इनटू द पेडेस्ट्रियन पाथ. यार पेवमेंट में एक मोटरसाइकिल घुसा, दूसरा घुसा, तीसरा घुसा, लाइन लग गई यार. पूरा पेवमेंट इज टेकन ओवर बाय मोबाइल्स. दैट इज यूनिटी इन स्ट्रेंथ. एंड यू नो व्हाट, पार्किंग में भी नई इलीगल पार्किंग क्रिएट करने में भी मास्टरी है हमारी. कैसे, me and my wife went to Rakabganj Gurdwara, and I said, "Yeah, go chakkar hai, Parliament House के पास है, तो हर्षी क्या parking कैसे करें?" कह रही है, my wife said, "कर दे पार्क, अभी आ जाएंगी, पीछे लाइन लग जाएगी." और जैसे ही मैंने पार्क करी, 2-3 और गाड़ियां आगे लग गई, और जब मैं बाहर आया गुरुद्वारे से, तो वहां 20 गाड़ियां लगी हुई थी, 30 गाड़ियां, एक से बढ़ के एक, पीछे पीछे पीछे. Same way, it's like I found some very interesting observations, and one is dented गाड़ी से पंगा नहीं लेना, हरियाणा नंबर से पंगा नहीं लेना, यूपी नंबर से पंगा नहीं लेना, पंजाब के नंबर से पंगा नहीं लेना. लेकिन सबसे बड़ा मुझे जो रियलाइज हुआ है, एंड आई एम नो गुड एट इट, हैंडलिंग ट्रैफिक, it's a lot of stress, still I'm work under progress. I really get pissed off, and this self pity and poor me, and fear and resentment comes all the time, when you're driving. Then attitude of fear and resentment. But the point is that सफाई नहीं देनी अपनी, गलती किसकी है, so हमें पढ़ाया गया था, sane old people said, दूसरे की गलती से बचना है. और यहां कोई गलती मानता नहीं है यार, पुतिन नहीं मानता, ज़ेलेंस्की नहीं मानता अपनी गलती, घर पे बीवी हस्बैंड वाइफ नहीं मानते, सब कोई नहीं गलती मानता. तो रोड पे मैं क्या बोलूं अगले को कि गलती तेरी है और मैं अपनी सफाई दूं? और भैया मैंने तो रियलाइज किया है, लम्हों ने खता की, सदियों ने सजा पाई. जबान पे लगाम लगा ले बॉस, ये जबान का मॉडल है, इस पे लगाम लगी हुई है, और अगर मुंह खुला तो सांप के डंक जैसी इट विल पॉइजन स्प्रेड करेगा, एंड देयर कैन बी वॉर्स एंड लड़ाईज, एंड मारो, there can be major fights on the road. So control of tongue is very, very important, right? And these 3 words which really change the equation, and these words are please, sorry, and thank you. Please, sorry, thank you. And these words it all change the difference. But it's sitting in the car, I cannot say please, sorry, and thank you, other guy can't hear. But gestures like you karna, giving the finger, right? Or doing like this, or opening the window and abusing, that never helps. And the non-verbal gestures like doing like this, pehle aap, with hand, it's tough, but that's how it is. One has to ultimately, so sparring, bringing your car really close to other, intimidatory driving, that is really, really bad. And so what helps? Music, running music helps. And folded hands, that's the only way. Once, what happened, I was driving through this Lal Dora village in Delhi, and there was a small space, and I didn't know whether my car will go through. And like any small space, the driver in Delhi has to look at the surrounding people, like fielders look at the umpire after there's a catch or a LBW. And the social work is so good social service that people who are around you outside in the car will do, leo, or they'll do no. So this space was small, and there was some bodybuilder who was in a car opposite me, and he was not giving space for my car. And there was like the guy who was standing outside on the other side was saying, no, nahi saab, nahi aayega. But I got out of the car and I did like this to the guy, and he said, uncle, karta hu. And before that, he was like being so. Yeah. And of course, just run. Yeah. Somebody's written, just run. Don't make eye contact. Bhagle, bhaiya. Bhagle. Right. This is like, don't look. Just cover your eyes and bhago yahan se. But I can't stay in denial also. But this is a nice way to deal with other people's problem who are troubling me or something. Ignore it. It's like I got these props. I use these props actually in my work, which I do with rehabs. And this is a prop which shows denial. And then there's a prop which is a very interesting prop. If you this is mask which says, and what does this mask say? It says, I am fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. So I have to take this mask off because I'm not fine. I'm not the best of drivers. I do this stuff all the time. There's no other driver, crazy driver, a driver who's honking. I'm the honker. I am the terrorizer. I am the fast driver. I am the all that I can be. It depends on me. Yeah, it's on a given day I'm like that, and on another day I'm like that. I have to work on it and increase my probability, you know. So basically, there's a bad Ram and Ravan, both are inside me. And the good one is there, and the bad one is also inside me. So I have to use whatever. At times you have to pray, at times you have to listen to music in the car, because music also helps liberate endorphins. Laughter does, but it's damn difficult to laugh when somebody's messing with you, right? So there's a good one in the, and there's a bad one also. So this is like the snake, right? So there's a constant fight between good one, bad one. Should I abuse the guy? Should I shout at him? Should I let him go? Should I forgive him? So then this fight is going on, and I have to let the good guy win and not the snake win, you know. So this snake has to lose. And for that, I have to feed the good guy. Feed the good guy how? Using the positive words, trying to be grateful, and have this attitude of gratitude, which is actually the right attitude. And this is the attitude of gratitude, which I just showed you. And then an attitude of forgiveness on the road. Yeah, I have to forgive people. Like mitti pav, Punjabi mein they say mitti pav, put dust over it, right? So this is the attitude of gratitude along with the attitude of forgiveness on the road, because I have been forgiven too. Many times I have been unreasonable and the guy let me go through that path. So that's it. And it's difficult to make people laugh, you know. Laughter is not easy. Yeah, it's difficult.
So,
And
Dr. Jasveer, we'll get back to you in a short while, and we'll go to Mohan Kumar for his set.
I was timing. I'm not over yet. My
No,
time
no,
is
it's no. I just thought we'll have some variation. You can come back again after.
no. That'll break my tempo, ma'am. I'll just finish in 5 minutes. I'll finish it. Right? Okay. And the mobile phone while driving. So in Delhi, you go see a lot of guys driving like this, you know, two-wheelers, wallahs, with the mobile phone in their angle between their sir and shoulder, right? Like this. And that's how they drive, you know, like this. Shoo, shoo, right? And same way, when you're looking at a car, people are talking on Bluetooth. It's like schizophrenics. Like, ye kar do, wo kar do, you know, doing all kinds of gestures. It's really funny. And one more thing, I'm just almost going to finish in a few minutes. And then jaywalking. People crossing the road, just doing Ashirwad, giving a blessing like this to the traffic, right? That's how they stop traffic. They're blessing the guys who can run them over, right? So that blessing is a double-edged sword. Agar mere pe chada di gaadi boss, to tu gaya jail mein. That is what the blessing of the guy who's crossing the road like this, you know. And that apart, jaywalking. The scene on a jab red light stop working, the scene is that cars are going bumper to bumper. You have to fight for every position. There's a dvandva yuddha, you know. There's jousting, you know, like medieval England mein hota tha jousting. Every position one fights. In that situation, the pedestrian rules supreme, you know. Pedestrian goes through aram se phone pe baat karta hua, through between two cars, enjoying didi, badhiya, and you know, enjoying full therapy ho rahi hai boss. Meri jaan nikal rahi hai, mera jail ka scene aa raha hai baar baar, that meri gaadi lag gayi isko. But then suddenly out of nowhere, this guy appears when there's a jam, and he's a social worker, and he is kind of city marke. He stops the traffic, let you go. Like there's a shlok which says yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati. So this guy is born and he's gonna get, that's how he works. And then finally, also laughter is, I get inspired when I think of my mother and my aunts and they used to laugh on foolish things like, उसके घर में आलू की जगह बैंगन बन गए, ha ha ha. You know, like they cooked eggplant instead of potato. उसका husband गया जूते लेने, चप्पल लेके आ गया भैया, right? So like, husband was going to buy shoes and he got slippers instead, and laugh on nonsensical things. But they were very smart, you know, because laughing, like I used to see my mom and her friends laughing, and they were like kind of, face was flushed, eyes were watery, it looked as if they're drunk. And they were drunk, you know, because the body chemical liberated by laughter, which is called endorphins. And endorphins improves the mood, reduces depression, and it kind of gives you a calm feeling. So laughter, even if we do fake, smiling always leads to laughter. Even a fake smile leads. Research with fake smiles, fake laughter, it says fake it till you make it. Even faking it, it gets you to a real belly laughter. So I, in my rock bottom and tough times in my life, realized fake laughter, even if somebody is borrowing a joke, it's not good enough. And I encourage you guys, even if you don't think I'm funny enough, keep laughing. That's your smartness, that's your gain, and that's how we got to work. And that's how life is, working to emulate people who laugh and faking it till you make it. Love you all. God bless you. You've been a great audience. Thank you, Vidya, for the time. I am finito.
So a lot of batchmates of Dr. Jasveer from Maulana Azad have logged in, and so they are having a kind of a mini reunion here. So we'll kind of break their party now, and to Dr. Mohan, it's your turn now.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so keep your mic on. So I'll ask you some questions, and it might be a bit interactive. So my first question is, which language should we use? Because see, what happens is with all these language controversies going on, I thought I will be like kind of democratic. So my set will have English, Hindi, Tamil, if some Gujarati to be politically correct. So if you're okay, so let us keep it that way. So you told when you introduced me, you told me like you told the audience that he is the guy who accepted my request instantly. You know the actual reason why I accepted your request instantly, because with all these things, issues going on with the stand-up comedians right now, getting their heads broken and getting the venues demolished and all those stuff, I thought at least Zoom pe to patthar nahi marenge. I'll at least be safe when we do it on Zoom call. That's why I instantly accepted your invitation, ma'am. So next is like ek aur cheez hai, and Zoom is actually
Can you come a little closer to your mic?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I felt like Zoom is actually a new format, in the sense like I'm not used to, but anyway, I'm actually used to, people not laughing, and I'm not hearing the laughs even in my live shows. So that's okay. And another problem with presenting at the end is what happens is, it started with 120 count. The audience, now it has come to 71, and actually as an andrologist, it's very near to a number I love the most, 69. So when if two people, if they leave, it will come 69. So 69 excites me even off and on the camera. So that's a good number. If some two of people, yeah, exactly. If you can see, two people have left. So now I can start my show. So I thought like, यार मैं सोचा था स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी है यार, आराम से आके एक छोटा सा सेट है, 10 मिनट में करके आ जाओ करके. यहाँ आके देखा तो वन साइड इज माय गॉडफादर, द अदर साइड हु इज लाइक माय फादर. पूरा तैयारी करके आया. Here I am wearing my shirt on top of my shorts and sitting. I was like, I'm sitting in my pants only. I was like, यार क्या करूँ. Luckily both of them finished, and like, okay. So next sir was saying, when Muruganandam sir was saying, like he did it as a way of coping mechanism. For me, it was also like this. When I told you, like, 42 years, you see, I'm 42 years old. In the midlife crisis, 42 years is that very tender age where you're too young to be a sugar daddy and too old to have a sugar mommy. And at this age, testosterone, it's like the testosterone is like a fuel in your gadi. टैंक में इतना ही पेट्रोल है वो स्टार्ट हो जाए 4 मिनट भी नहीं चल पाएंगे. That's exactly the midlife crisis I was going through, and I was like, ठीक है यार कुछ तो करेंगे. I thought like I'll have my coping mechanism, and along with my midlife crisis, I was like fed up of with my medical profession as well. So आजकल जो चल रहा है ना generation Gen Z लोग, I identify like this, I identify like others. So I also thought of identifying myself not as a doctor. The next profession is like I thought I'll identify myself as an engineer. मैंने सोचा यार क्या as an andrologist I can identify myself as different engineers. See, I can call myself a plug-in specialist or a stimulation engineer. I can call myself a hardware engineer as well, the engineer who makes softwares harder. And I can call myself a structural engineer as well. Structural engineers का काम क्या है? The structural engineers make things erect. They erect things. As an andrologist, I make things erect. So there's not much of a difference. So I thought like I'll identify myself as an engineer, but that also didn't work. Then I thought like I'll do a stand-up comedy. See, as a practicing andrologist, I've been making things stand up for all my life. So from making things stand up to doing the stand up, from foreplay to wordplay, it's all a child's play of the tongue. So I was okay. So then, the next thing is like how I started. See, what happened was this was in probably a couple of years back when I was in an andrology conference where my boss asked me to present something out of the blue. So I did why I was not practicing andrology in a stand-up comedy pattern, and it was a 200 plus audience. They enjoyed it really well. जो मोमेंट ऑफ ट्रूथ जो यूरेका होता है ना, आई वाज लाइक यार 200 डॉक्टर्स को मैंने हंसा दिया, दे आर टफ नट्स टू क्रैक, ये लोग को मैंने हंसा दिया तो आई कैन इजीली मेक द जनरल पब्लिक लाफ. Then how wrong I was. I was starting to do the stand-up comedy. जो लोग ने मुझे मारा ना भाई साहब, the roasting started from the fellow stand-up comics to the the audience as well. And when I started to do the stand-up comedy, I thought like, okay, let me forget my medical profession or something for a while, and let me make people laugh. So वहां भी मेरा एंड्रोलॉजी का प्रैक्टिस मेरे से छूटा नहीं है. So what happens is in the audience, see, when good people perform, the audience will be like, sir, आपका Insta ID दे दो, आपके Facebook ID दे दो, आपके number दे दो, we will message you. I was like, wow, I'll message बहुत ज़्यादा messages आएंगे. So in the audience there were some hot girls as well. So I was like, मेरा लड्डू जैसा मेरा number मैं बांट रहा था. And not even one girl messaged me. All the messages were from men. They were like, sir, आपके stand up तो अच्छा था, but sir, you said you were a andrologist, so we have some issues as well. Can you explain us the problem? My erection, I have some problem with the erection, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, दवाई दे दो. वहां भी मेरा पूरा ऑनलाइन कंसल्टेशन ही चला. Then I was like, यार फ्री में मैं पेशेंट्स को दवाई दे रहा था. उसने तक ठीक है. One bugger, one audience of mine, he crossed the entire limits. Night at 11 o'clock, that fellow sends a DM with his private parts pic in my message, saying that, sir, ये size कैसा है, whether it is okay or not, tell me whether the size is okay or not. 12 o'clock in the night, I take the phone, I see the picture. It was a picture of his private part. The moment I saw the picture, that's exactly when my wife woke up. So imagine your husband is awake in the middle of the night, WhatsApp open, and he is glaring at a other man's private picture. I don't blame my wife for doubting my orientation at all. But I was about to, end up in my relationship, but luckily I told my wife, yaar, I said, nahi hu, please, this is my profession. And then she was like shocked, profession? And then I was able to convince her. But the problem is, see, why I told you why I wanted to do stand-up is because, see, मैं मेरा andrology इससे profession से तक चुका हूँ. Because, see, what happened was all these things, and my wife's friends, when my wife's friends ask her what your husband does, she could have told them that, he's a doctor, She would have told them he's a surgeon or a urologist. She told wife he's a sexologist, he's an andrologist. Okay, my wife's friends also, oh yeah, you married a sexologist. Wow, your sex life will be unbelievable. Har din jingalala, humko bhi tips de de. They'll have to understand, we are taught only theory in our andrology, this thing. Nobody teaches us practicals. Her friends have to understand that, I am an andrologist, not a porn star. So that these were the practical difficulties I faced practicing andrology in my family life as well as my professional life. The other thing which I faced was like, see, what pushed me out of my medical profession is these reviews. So these Gen Z people, the Gen Z, InstaGen, all these, abhi to chal raha hai na, the Google reviews and all those stuff. All of us doctors, see, I think this is a platform for doctors. All of us doctors know that, we get reviews from the patients. As an andrologist, getting a review from a patient is a double-edged sword. One patient comes with his wife during COVID time, says that, at that time, there were a lot of people, andrology people visiting me. That fellow came with his wife saying that, sir, I'm not able to perform. I don't have I'm not able to last longer. Then I told, yeah, you come to the right place, sir. We have all the medications, we have all the things for you. So that fellow says that, sir, I'm able to, for the first time, I'm able to last only for 20 minutes. I said, like, okay. Second time, sir, I'm able to last only for 25 minutes. But for the third time, I was like, third time? 1 minute, ruko aap. I go out, I have an emergency. I go outside my cabin. I call my wife. I tell her, babe, I love you a lot. Thanks for putting up with me. Here you have to understand the first rule and most important rule in andrology is you should not compare yourself with your patient. नहीं है तो आप डिप्रेशन में चले जाओगे. It is very, very important. And I come back and I tell them and tell the couple like, ma'am, your husband is doing an outstanding performance. He's an outstanding performer. The average Indian male's performance is only 5 to 6 minutes. And the couple went really happy. The problem with the happy people, the way they give the review is like, they kuch bhi likh dete hain. That fellow, after 2 days, he wrote a 3-page love letter in my Google My Business profile. The letter goes like this: Dr. Mohan, unbelievable doctor, amazing doctor. He's got a magician, he's a magician, he's got a magic wand, unbelievable. I'll give you 5 stars, more than 5 stars. इतने तक ठीक है. He's like, sir, Dr. Mohan, thanks for making me happy. इतने तक ठीक है. You know what he writes? For full pleasure and satisfaction, visit Dr. Mohan. That is also okay. Finally, he's like, sir, thanks for making my wife happy too. I was like, yeah, I don't want to get arrested for any other case. Then I did, and all those stuff. I just told them, like, okay, sir, thanks if you felt that way. Thanks that we were able to help you. And I didn't know the consequence of this review. Review ka problem ye hai. The people who read these reviews and come, they have extremely high hopes and they have बहुत एक्सपेक्टेशन से आते हैं. एक बंदा आया और सर आपके रिव्यूज देखा मैंने, sir, they say that you're a magician with a magical wand and all those stuff. Wow, sir. I was like, yeah, come, we'll help you. That fellow had a problem with this orientation. Okay. So as an andrologist, it's my responsibility to explain the problem with orientation and all those stuff. And I explained him very clearly, but that fellow was not happy. So, and he left. I was like, okay, you cannot satisfy all the patients. It happens every day for us, unhappy patients. The problem with unhappy patients is they give you the reviews immediately. The moment he went, within 5 minutes, my assistant came huffing and puffing. Sir, kya ho gaya? Kuch problem hai? Kuch gadbad ho gaya kya? I was like, kya? Kuch nahi hua. That fellow was not very happy with my consultation. If you want, you can refund the consultation. No, sir, wo sab nahi hai, sir. He has given a proper review, sir. बहुत गंदा लिखा है. I was like, क्या लिखा होगा यार? Doctor is not good. He didn't spend time. He didn't satisfy. क्या लिखा है? डॉक्टर मोहन एकदम बकवास डॉक्टर है. क्या है? मैजिक वॉन्ड कुछ नहीं. यहां तक ठीक है. I went with a lot of expectations. No, he didn't fulfill even my simple expectation. इतने तक ठीक है. You know what he writes? Only theory, no practicals. I was like, यार, that is my consultation cabin, not an OYO room. हाँ? तूने तो प्रैक्टो में बुक किया है भाई, ग्राइंडर ऐप में थोड़ी बुक किया. And that fellow has to understand that he has given me only 700 rupees for consultation. He has to understand in 700 rupees, I can give him solution to his problems. I can't be the solution to his problems. और भी लिखने को मन हो रहा था. Then I was like, I have my roti, kapda, makan, ये सब का EMI. Then I controlled my anger and I wrote it like this. Dear sir, sorry if you had not felt that way. We don't offer these services yet, not at this price point. I wrote this in my review. These are the reasons why I kind of, I was kind of fed up with my andrology profession and I took, stand up as a profession. That was kind of a coping mechanism for me because I was kind of fed up with my kind of slightly getting bored, monotonous. And that's the reason I took up my stand up as a profession. Thank you. I think thanks for your time. That's all from me, sir.
And I think you should do a small set.
Unfortunately, this was my set.
No, I was going to say, I was going to ask Muruganandam because he spoke about some of his Murug musings, right?
Correct.
Muruganandam, can we have a Murug musing?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Yeah. What do you want, madam? Murug's musings, sir?
any one of those, your favorite one.
Acha, you want to continue something else?
Whatever, we have another 15 minutes.
Okay. So something like maybe. Okay, maybe we'll tell the audience mostly doctor. So we can do this the doctors and social media, which I did 2-3 weeks back. This
Sure.
was in the one segment. It will take 25 minutes, but it will one segment. So it is basically like the practice is dwindling. The people want to reach out to more patients and they want to become more popular among the urologists. They wanted to get invited for all the conferences, travel across the states, across the country, and sometime across the galaxies and different universe, go and operate and become popular. So what are the things they do generally? And in that I left it on me. I put all this thing on me and I presented. So that was also on a good script actually. Basically, it goes like that. So nowadays nobody calls me for any of the conferences. Forget about giving a talks, but even to chair the session, nobody is calling nowadays. So that is my stress point. In that, what are the things we do in spite of the very good quality of work we do, in spite of the fact that we do very niche work, where nobody is calling. So people who are very popular in social media, they are being called. So constant. So what are the attempts I made to become popular in the social media? So after thorough research, there are 3 types of people who become popular in social media. Number 1, they are Me Too mongers. All of us will think that this Me Too movement started by the Tanushree Datta and Nana Patekar. It is not that. It started by our own neurologist community after the COVID episode. So they, for each and every group, they will say that in my past experience of 2 cases, and they will always multiply the number of surgeries into 100, divide the complication by 10, and everywhere they will mark their presence. Their heart will be beating not like laptop, it will be beating like notice me. So that they will be called for the next Me Too movement. So my vague attempts are, I became member of all the group chat. I started telling everything. Nobody noticed me. Then I added some drama queued component to that. That also did not work. Then I added making some very strong statements like this is absurd, like PCNL is dead. Who does PCNL is has to go to the jail. These kind of absurd statements also did not work. Then we recorded some video and popularized. That also did not work. The second one is the compulsive teachers. Okay, obsessive compulsive teachers. So they have taken the entire burden of the teaching to the students. They want to take that from any formed institutions. They will have their channel. In that they will teach starting from the circumcision to the robotic surgery to the transplant. Everything they want to start teaching to the people who are preparing for the MCH entrance. So that's how they want to become popular from that end. So what I wanted to become popular is before and after pictures. So this one we wanted to copy from the plastic surgeon. They do a before and after picture after a rhinoplasty, the lateral view. They'll put at the end, they will see that the patient satisfaction is high. So in that, the Facebook and Instagram will set very good comment, thousands of likes and hundreds of comments. Everyone will like it's a good nose job. So I wanted to imitate at that day. Unfortunately or fortunately, that was the penile prosthesis case. We are about to do the surgery. Penile prosthesis is the one we insert the prosthesis into the penile area. After putting the prosthesis, it will look correct. We went dramatic. So the tip was touching the floor. Then we have to downsize the prosthesis. And we wanted to put the catheter. We put a jelly. Jelly was at the tip of the penis. My colleague reminded me to take a picture of that. And at that time, we had an incision at the root of the penis. We requested our nurse to hide the incision. She was about to hold it there. There was jelly at the tip. One click was there. I posted it online, penile prosthesis. The first comment was a nice hand job. And I was removed from the page because of the vulgar content. The third one is first one is the Me Too mongers. Second one is the obsessive compulsive teachers. Third one is the novelty cravers. So they won't be satisfied any standard procedures. They always like to push the frontiers, find the new thing. The problem with the ordinary mortals like me is by the time the new procedure is, I want to update about the new procedure. Those same people make it outdated. They will go to the next. They will start doing that procedure. That is my procedure. I will get updated, then it becomes. I will get updated. It becomes outdated. This repetition goes on. So for me, I was in a confusion what to do. Okay, one is technology, second one is the technique. Technique, Da Vinci, anything when you buy, they started with the S, they went to X, XI. I am waiting for the Da Vinci triplex model so that it will be more attractive. I can do surgery on that. Even in laser, they have made 20 watts, 30 watts. I am waiting for the 1000 watts bulb, 1000 watts laser. So this will involve the cost. The other one is the technique. Previously, people used to do the removal of the kidney stone by puncturing from the back in the prone position. So nowadays, people do in the supine position. Those people who do in supine and they project on the social media, they are being called for all the entrances, all the conferences to perform. And even the surgical oncologists are not for. They are removing the thyroid from the mouth. They remove the breast from the axilla. So they are becoming very popular. So I was understands how to become popular in urology, what we can do. So I do kidney transplant. I thought after doing vaginal extraction, that already somebody has already done. So after removing the kidney from the donor, can I place it in the axilla instead of the iliac fossa? Then that ureter won't reach the bladder. That was a problem. Then multiple things I thought, can I go through the rectum and remove the prostate quickly? That also it can cause rectal fistula or multiple problems. Then can we do the hydrocele surgery by using a laparoscope? These kind of things we did. Finally, I get a brilliant idea of doing the circumcision in the prone position. So it's very simple not to invest too much. We make a central hole in the table and make the patient lie prone with his organ of interest lying through the hole downward. The surgeon can sit and operate. So the management is not going to be upset because the investment is not high. This patient, would say, they said, what is the advantage of the surgeon? Surgeon can sit and operate, is more comfortable. The organ of interest is, you need not put a stay, it will straight on your face. Then what is the advantage to the patient? So we do circumcision only in males and this organ of interest will be comfortable inside a hole. So then my management thrown me out and as though I am too vulgar. So all my attempts failed. So this was my attempt to be incredible stupidity of a social media. So there is another set which he did is the Mr. Chef, Mr. Chief to the Master Chef at home. So this was about what is happening at my home cooking, how I am lagging behind. So,
Murad, can we get Chandra
yeah,
in
Abhineet
for
ji.
a bit?
Yeah. He will tell so many jokes.
So, Chandra,
Yeah, but there's sort of unprepared.
never mind, just a short one. Yeah.
Like as Muruga told, most of our jokes is like in mixture of English and Tamil. So with that, the flow comes. I think one thing important to add up here is that why doctors make good stand-up comedians. Basically, I think this MBBS life and life in the hospital, no, it's filled with a lot of realistic, real situational comedies. So we don't have to invent a lot. If we just observe, for example, in our dissection hall, my classmate Dandapani, who's a neurosurgeon now in PGI, so he was trying to dissect the penis, which was sort of frigid in the cadaver, and the scalpel broke. So I said, pen is mightier than the sword. So this is sort of a wordplay humor. Then in radiology, one instance, what I remember is my colleague Deepak Bharti. He did a ultrasound for a lady who had an ectopic pregnancy. So he called the husband and then told him the problem is the child is not in the uterus. It's in the. He wanted to tell that it's an abdominal pregnancy. So he told that in Tamil that குழந்தை வந்து கர்ப்பப்பையில இல்லைங்க குழந்தை வெளிய வயித்துல இருக்கு. And then we went for dinner. When we came back, there is huge commotion there in the corridor of the ultrasound. And we went and saw that the husband is like sort of slapping and hitting the wife. Then we just had to separate him and then bring him down into the doctor's room and ask what the hell, what's wrong with you? Why are you hitting her? So he said, I never did it that way. How did the child get formed in the stomach? Because he say vayithula irukku. So he thought the child is growing in the stomach, and then how I never did in that route. How did she get pregnant that way? Then she has got pregnant through somebody else. So this is actual thing which happened. So like this, like in our Viva time and all. So all these interaction with the profs. So we get scope for a lot of comedy in our actual life itself. And being on the management side of things, it's life is full of tragedy and comedy every day. So I think there's a lot to share. And incidentally, Mohan also has worked with me in Yashoda briefly for a couple of years, I think. So he's also sort of our boy only. Murugato is such a close buddy. So probably when we all meet in person, we should have a session where three of us can do it together in Chennai.
As an andrologist,
Okay.
if you say three of us can do it together, it doesn't sound right to me.
That too on stage.
On stage, no. Off camera, it's okay.
Yeah, Chandra, whenever Chandra comes, all the Jupmer people will join together. Even though I'm not a typical Jupmerite, I did only surgery. I used to be with them, and it will be full fun. All the same jokes we'll share, and that is where all the seed comes. So it's a fantastic place. We'll be chatting with the friends.
I think everyone, when they are with their batchmates and all, the jokes just happen by themselves. And since we are,
Correct.
and we don't trigger to laughter is very low, unlike in a proper, instead of in a proper stand-up comedy, we actually want it to be very funny before we award our laugh to the comic. But when we are with friends, it all comes very naturally.
Also, as Dr. Jasveer told, this self-pity or self-ridiculing is another thing which comes naturally to us doctors. So just today morning, for example, someone was asking me, "Oh, you're president of the entire hospital group, president of the KIMS group. It must be a great feeling and all." And then I told there are only two presidents I know of. One is me. The other is my apartment association president. There's only one difference. He has some real powers.
Yeah, self-deprecating joke.
Nalla, you have your hand up. You wanted to say something? Nalla?
See,
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to share a very popular one that was there with me. Being a cardiac anesthetist, and I was practicing in Coimbatore, and we used to be in the same theater complex. So every time we come to the changing room to have a cup of tea and a smoke, and then the general surgeon, Dr. John Tanakumar, who was one of the top, he was the lab association president. He'll ask me, what happened today? Oh, today we managed to do the case on a beating heart. What beating heart? No, we never went on the cardiopulmonary bypass. Then he told me, what are you talking, man? Today I did 10 hemorrhoid cases, all on a beating heart. So he used to, they will just catch me and drag me there. What are you talking, beating heart? We did all our case on beating heart only. I said, no, we did the bypass on the beating heart. Oh, that's okay. We did also the hemorrhoid on the beating heart. So that's a lighter way we used to have. I have a lot of things to say like this, but I just thought I would share this to you all. That's all.
We have Dr. Kaushik Bhattacharya also on the call, who's he's always posting funny things on Learning General Surgery Facebook group. Dr. Kaushik, would you like to come in now?
Thank you so much, Dr. Vidya, for roping me in. I must tell you that one of the most important thing of comedy in life is if you do not post comedy post for some time, I find people asking me, am I sick? Am I not all right? And it's a disturbance. You are in the middle of the OT and suddenly I get a call and I am told, Kaushik, why are you not there online? Why you not posted some joke? So I am able to understand that there are some people who's waiting for comedy to happen every day. And, life is very monotonous for many people. So they look up to comedy. And I'm so happy that Learning General Surgery has taken up this initiative to bring cheers in everybody's life. Thank you, Dr. Vidya, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Kaushik. So we are going to be really out of time. So I must, I'm not, this is the first time we have tried something like this. I don't know how good Zoom is for, doing comedy because we know it's not very good for music. But nevertheless, the three of you were so sporting, and though you couldn't even hear people laugh, you kept your tempo and you continued your set. So thank you so much. And I should thank KK for introducing me to Jasveer, and my colleague, psychiatrist Dr. Vasant, who put me in touch with Dr. Mohan Kumar. And of course, like I said, Murugh is someone I've heard do comedy in person. So,
Thank you.
so there is a suggestion from Dr. Mahajan that the next time we have something, they should hit below the belt. So we'll try and put another bunch of comics together in the months to come. So next week we'll be meeting with another episode of Marvelous Medicine, where we're going to take up a serious topic about how different healthcare workers should train together. Back to business from next month, though it's. So we'll meet again next week with another episode of Marvelous Medicine. Till then, take care and stay safe. Good night.
Thank you.